Hey, hey, good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to Wednesday, Ken versus 10. I'm Ken. If you didn't know that, I'm sure you did. I'm sure you probably figured it out. It's a smart crowd, smart crowd. I got probably one of the most intelligent crowds out there on lives today. Um, just hanging out today, trying to get some work done, trying to get some stuff going. And it is a Wednesday. It is Wednesday, January the 29th, 2025. Man, it's hard to believe there's just 2 days left in January. It just goes by. It seems like it was just Christmas and the holidays and it is gone already. What is up? Susan is here. Allegheny Roots. Good morning. Good morning. Kim T is here. What is up, Kim? You made it. You made it this week. Must have got that notification, I would imagine. And so, yeah, we're just doing our thing here, doing our thing over here at SSK Promo, and just waiting to see who pops in the chat here. And then we'll ask that all important Wednesday question that we need to know. There's my mother watching right next door, my mom and pop. What's up? I was just over there right before the show, hanging out. Ooh, and guess what? Cocoa Wheats coming up. Mary McQueen is here. Mary, I was going to talk about you a little bit here. Just Mike Metco meetups. Talking about meetups that are coming up like really quick. It seems like I'm gonna call something up here. Yeah, because they're oh man, that's crazy. 57 days. Uh I know, right? Yum on the cocoa wheats. Yeah, yeah, you need to get those. Oh, I like them kind of smooth with a couple of lumps. Every now and then, you get that good lump in there. That seems like to be a recurring thing because my mom's gonna make some when I'm done with the show here, and this is like 3 weeks in a row that I'm getting cocoa eats after the show. Matter of fact, I might end it right now. Like cement. So Kim T, you are like Corey from Grams of Pops that I also do the Unemployed for a Living podcast with. Corey likes his like cement as well. And not so much. I like mine creamy. I put some extra milk in there, put a little bit of sugar, and get some buttered toast. 2 pieces of buttered toast. And I like to dip it into the cocoa wheats and eat that. But we don't need to talk about cocoa wheats again this week. Um, what do I want to talk about? I should list stuff. Do you guys prefer the show when I actually am listing stuff during the show, or just the hang out and chat sort of a format that I've been doing here? Oh shoot, for the last couple of months or so, I think. Just chit chatting. So it's starting out a little bit. Um, thank you, Mary. Yeah, we're kind of going that different direction. Seeing if we can build a new audience, and it's been very well received. And we are going to be having some guests on. I'm looking at you, Mary. I'm looking at you. I seen Mike Metcomb Meetups, which is a great new channel that's just talking about all of the different meetups that go around with resellers, and Mary and Mike Camparelli, Mike Metco. And so go follow them on YouTube, go follow them on Facebook, everywhere. And one of the recent guests right there popping in the chat, my man Ray, the Nashville Flippers, was just on an episode of Mike Metco meetups, talking about the Nashville meetup. Where's my thing? I keep this right here. April 25th through the 22nd, 7th. No, you can't go backwards. 25th through the 27th. The Nashville meetup. Go to the Facebook page, Nashville meetup Facebook page. And if you're coming, and you haven't already signed up for, there's no cost to it. It's a free event. Lots of really cool stuff planned. Places to go, things to do, big game room excursion that we're going to do. Shout out to the Locker Room podcast guys that are sponsoring that. The initial like meet and greet is just going to be epic, with Joe and Nicole from I'd Flip That doing a game show. There we go. Ray's got right there. Click on that. Go over there. They're like one of the first things that's pinned. You can sign up. Just let us know that you're coming. There's no cost to it. It's just so that we can get a head count for swag bags, and just so that everybody gets. Is the draft ever coming back? I'm going to let Ray answer that one. I hope that the draft comes back. Yeah, every week there seems to be, it's like, oh, we're gonna have it, and it's not gonna have it. And yes, it does. There's gonna be just a lot of cool stuff. But before that, another thing you can find out, Corey and Teresa and Alicia from Ink Picker, the Ink Picker, were on with Mike Metco and Mary on Mike Metco meetups, talking about the Planes to Profit meetup that is in the end of March, the 28th through the 28th and 29th, 57 days until that, in Omaha. From what I understand, tickets are sold out, but there's a waiting list. If something happens, we still got 57 days, almost 2 months. It is what Planes to Profit put on by Grams of Pops Vintage and Ink Picker. They got the thrifting bus, big party bus, go around to all the different thrift stores. They got speakers. They've got really, really high quality speakers too. So go over to their webpage, Planes to Profit, and check out all the events that are going on there. I understand that hotel that they're staying at is just epic. It's a nice hotel as well. And there's my Jilly Jill. There's my Jilly Jill right there. Shout out to Nicole. I'd Flip That for Jill's nickname. And but if you need to know about any meetup, go to the pages, Planes Profit, go to Nashville Meetup Facebook, or just watch Mike Metco meetups with Mike Camparelli and Mary McQueen. You're going to get all the info. You're going to get it straight from the host's mouth, telling you what's going on. I love meetups. I love to go. I love to meet people. I've got some headshots planned. Yeah, hopefully to get the Planes to Profit. It's a very, very well run event. This is the second year, but there was nothing but positive that I heard come out of that, from that event. The party bus was just a good time. But the season is here. This spring will be here hopefully soon, because we all know how I feel about winter. And I talked, it's January 29th. We're almost done with the first month already. Super Bowl coming up in February. What is it? LIX Super Bowl 59. I always know what year the Super Bowl is, because my older brother, was born the same year that the Super Bowl started. So however old he is. So I either keep track of my brother's age by the Super Bowl, or I keep track of the Super Bowl by my brother's age, which one it is. Oh, you're gonna try to get there this year. Um, yeah, we definitely have had winter in Ohio last year after a break for a couple of years. Yes. Um, it's still cold. It did warm up. It's like 40, it's 41 degrees. There's a 4 in front of it and not a 0 like we had last week. Um, Andy so meta. Andy so meta is here, everybody. Can't even believe it. I'm getting like big time over here at SSK promo when Andy so meta shows up. Um, Super Bowl canceled this year. Well, does that mean my brother's like back to being 58? I guess. What is up, Brendan? Big time flips. Hey, but you know what? We got some people in here, and I'm starting the show, and I'm already getting into it. I'm excited. I'm talking about, but we haven't even found out. Susan, what are you having for lunch? What is Susan having for lunch today on her break? Spends her break every Wednesday here with us, just hanging out. Um, and I appreciate that. Poor Brendan. Yeah, canceled it. Brendan's everybody I know. Well, Paul Philly Flipper, big Eagles fan. So his team is still in it. Gonna take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Hiya, Jill. Okay, Susan is having beef stew. Beef stew. Now, is this a homemade beef stew, or is this just like a Dinty Moore, like a can of Dinty Moore? Dump that stuff out, throw it in the microwave, boom, instant lunch. I gotta know, is this homemade? Did Joe make it? Did you make it? What's going on there with this? Beef stew is definitely a good cold weather meal. Any of those soups and thick soups and um, they warm your insides. They warm your insides, but they don't feed your soul. They fill your belly, but they don't feed your soul like Kraft macaroni and cheese does. Come on, Kraft, come off some money. Oh, speaking of Kraft macaroni and cheese, okay, you saw on my thumbnail. I wanted to bring up. I don't know if I don't see him here in the chat. My friend Phil Five Dime. Maybe I'll wait. He usually pops in. Maybe if Phil Five Dime shows up, I'll wait for a few minutes because I want to show you. I want to show you something. Um, some good old Dinty Moore. They have microwavable one. Oh, so it's already ready. You're not even opening a can anymore. You're just popping that mug right in the um, microwave. Proof that my IG stories work. Well, how about that? Andy's scrolling through. He's like, "Ooh, noon. It's about noon. I'm gonna go check out Ken versus 10." And so yeah, give me a follow over there on Instagram and follow Andy So Meta. His posts are just they're fun, and go check him out on Whatnot. If you want to have just like a fun show, you never know what's going to happen. You never know what he's going to be selling. Andy don't even know what he's going to be selling that day. Just just a good time. I love me some Andy So Meta. Frito pie with the next few within the next few hours. Frito pie for Raz is having. Well, that sounds good. Oh no, I'm having cocoa Eats. Oh, I did see. Speaking of people and whatnot, and shout outs and Andy Someta and all of that stuff. Shout out to my friend Jen's Multiverse. She had a show yesterday on Whatnot. She's been selling on, like, yesterday was her anniversary for 3 years of selling on Whatnot, and Jen is just a special, genuine person. I've known Jen for many years through YouTube. I've not met Jen personally, but we've interacted through the years. And she is over there just absolutely killing it and growing every year. She shared some numbers yesterday on her show from Whatnot, and just Jen's Multiverse. You probably won't ever see this, but I just want to just say hello to my friend and congratulate her on her hard work and her efforts. And what's my opinion on mac and cheese pizza? Uh nah, no thanks. I mean, maybe if they dump some craft all up, some things are supposed to go on a pizza. I think I talked about this not too long ago. It's like, quit trying to reinvent pizza. Pizza's supposed to be, some crust and sauce, some cheese on there, and then whatever your standard toppings, your pepperoni, your sausage, onions, green peppers, black olives, that sort of stuff. That's a pizza. All this, mac and cheese or buffalo chicken peanut butter pizza. It's like, come on now. I'm a big pizza fan. I like anything from just a straight pepperoni or loaded up. I'm good. Um, Ray had said something this morning about doing he had some lobster mac and cheese yesterday. You're combining two of my favorite things, mac and cheese. Sure, probably wasn't Kraft, but lobster. I love seafood. It's probably my number one. So put there in the chat. What's your number one? Like if you're going to go, is it seafood restaurant? Is it Mexican? Do you like Chinese? Japanese steakhouse? Do you just like a big old thick steak? What is up, Glenn? Good to see the swamp picker in here. Got my room for Nashville. Hope nothing happens this time. Yes, no broken legs or broken arms. I forget exactly what was broken. Oh, there he is. Can't stay long at lunch. My new job. Just wanted to say, hey, Phil, if you're still here though, one of the things, look at this box, everybody. Look at this box that I got right here. It came in the mail as a surprise, and I love that. And in here from my friend, I'm throwing stuff, Phil Five Dime. Who knew? Funko Pop, Kraft macaroni and cheese, Funko Pop in the blue box. I absolutely love this thing. And he had sent a real nice note here about how that it can guard over my mac and cheese along with all of my Mr. Bills, but and get some other nice stuff about the podcast stuff. But Phil Five Dime, it's so fun to get an unexpected gift, and I'm gonna put that guy right there. I'm gonna get him arranged in there so he's over top watching over the flock, if you will. Thank you, Phil. I can't wait to meet. See Phil. Phil, you're going to Nashville again, right? So I'll tell you a story about Phil. Here, pineapple. Pineapple on pizza is a crime against humanity. Yes, you are 100. You've just moved up the rankings there, Raz. Gas station roller grill food, love it. Absolutely love a rolly round hot dog. Used to eat that all the time for lunch. I love gas station food. What is up? Brian is here. Mr. Jack's Treasures. Morning, Ken. Sorry, late. Was doing a pickup. Hey, I never want to get in the middle of business. Talk about. I do love crab legs. But Japanese Steakhouse, one of my favorite places. Yes, they're probably my top two. Seafood first, and then Japanese Steakhouse. But yeah, so the first time I met Phil Five Dime was at the Nashville meetup last year, and we were at this really cool restaurant called Monell's. We're all sitting around the table. There's a big group of us, all resellers, and I had not met Phil before. But he and his lovely wife were sitting down at the end of the table. And the whole time I'm like trying to get something out of like, who is this guy? Because I don't want to be embarrassed by not knowing somebody, but we had just never been introduced. So I'm asking people at the table, hey, I asked Apex Jeff. I was sitting by Apex Jeff. I'm like, hey Jeff, do you know who the the couple is? Who's the guy down at the end of the table?" He's like, I'm not really sure. And so, you're trying to keep a hush hush because you don't want to be embarrassing or embarrass yourself or embarrass them. And then, so sitting by on the other side of Jeff is Larry way out one. Good friend Larry is there. And then Sharon, Larry's wife Sharon is right beside that, and then Ray, Nashville Flippers. So I'm like, we're whispering over to Larry, "Hey, do you know who the fella is at the end of the table?" And he's like, "Oh no, I don't." But I'm sure Ray probably knows. And he just like, "Hey Ray, who's the guy sitting at the end of the table?" I'm like, Larry, don't don't blow it. Yeah, is how I went, "Hey, what are your names?" Which is basically what Larry did. And then Ray's like, "Oh, wait." Or so he asked Ray, and then Ray's like, "Oh, that's Phil. It's Phil Five Dime." And I'm like, here this whole time, I'm sitting at the table with an absolute legend, and I don't know it. Phil Five Dime is like, because it was like me, and then Jill. I forget if Jill was sitting beside me or John Brennan, our friend John Brennan, who lives in Nashville. You might know him from The Real World, the show The Real World, season 2. Back in the day, he lives in Nashville, is doing his country music career and trying to get that fired back up. And so he came, we're good friends with him. So he came to meet us for lunch there at Monell's. And so I think it might have been me and then John and Jill or one of the thing. And then Phil on the end. And here I'm like 2 spots away. JB was between us. Okay. I'm 2 spots away from a legend, Phil Five Dime. So I did get to talk with him just a little bit because they were, after that lunch, they had to head back home for the weekend. So I got to, okay. So Joe I'd flipped that was there between, see, I don't even remember the seating order. How could I forget Joe? Which I knew that Joe was there, but I thought he was on the other corner of the table. Anyway, so I did get just a brief moment to talk with Phil and say, hey, make sure that we were introduced. So I'm super looking forward if back in Nashville again this year, if they are there, to get to spend a little bit more time properly introduce and get to talk to him. Yeah, little bit. There, Brendan. I love me some Joe. But so thank you, Phil Five Dime, right there. Oh, that's got a lot of glare on it too. You can't really. There we go. Mac and cheese Funko Pop. Who knew? I love it. But see, what else was I? Where was I? Oh, we were talking also about favorite foods. Yeah, Japanese steakhouse and crab legs. I made some crab legs at home the other day because Jill went out for lunch one day with our good friend Kim T, and they went to Red Lobster. And so all of a sudden I start getting these pictures of plates of crab legs and all that stuff. It's like, now you're just rubbing it in. So I went and bought some crab legs at Kroger's. They had them like on sale. I think they're on sale again this week. I need to get another, like 2 pounds. And then I had a box of, you can buy like the Cheddar Bay biscuits, the Red Lobster brand Cheddar Bay biscuits. I bought those at, look at them, both of them. They're probably chatting in the background, making fun. You can buy Cheddar Bay biscuits. There's like 8 of them in the pack, but I just made like 4 of them because they have this like a spice packet. You melt butter and you mix it up in there, and then you brush it on the top when they're done. And I tell you what, I was so stuffed because it was like 2 pounds of crab legs. Made them, steamed them in a pot. at home and then made those Cheddar Bay biscuits in my air fryer. And I ended up eating like all 2 pounds of the crab legs and all 4 biscuits. I was figuring, oh, maybe I'll have a little bit left over, but oh, it was so good. Sitting there in my chair. I have those little, what are those little butter, like the butter cup things, and you put like a little candle, like a little votive candle thing underneath it, and it melts the butter and keeps it warm. And so I'm just, sitting there in my chair in the living room, got my little snack tray table set up, just watching TV, just munching away on. They are way too good. Uh and Jack's Treasures, by the way. Okay, I want to talk about Jack's Treasures because um there Tracy says of course he likes crab legs. She can't stand them. How can you not? Okay. So just the same time that Raz moved up not liking pineapple on a pizza, which is just a travesty. Tracy kind of slipped a little bit. Kind of slipped a little bit, not liking the crab legs. Um, my friend Dan in Demand. Dan in Demand is back in the game and has a new podcast that he's doing. Um, and I think it's called Open Seat. Yeah, it's called Open Seat. Um I should find that here and uh give a link to that. I don't even know what I'm searching for. Dan in Demand. Let's go here. I'm just gonna let's copy that link. I'm gonna throw that in the chat there. Because it's called Seat Open. Seat Open. He's going to do a new podcast where he's going to have guests on each week, most week. But his first guest was none other than Brian from Jack's Treasures was on there. And really good show, really good episode. Hit that link, click it if you're not subscribed to Dan in Demand, which who isn't? You got to go over there. Watch the first episode. Really looking forward to that. Love me some Dan. Yeah, just sitting there stuffing myself. Oh, it was great though. But yeah, go check out Brian from Jack's Treasures on Dan in Demand's new Seat Open podcast, episode 1. Looking for good things. It's always I could just sit and watch Dan talk himself, just like this. Okay, think about it like this, but much more enjoyable, right? If this was Dan sitting here, you guys would be laughing. There'd be like 85 people in the chat. Yeah, very good. Excellent, Mary. Very, very cool. But yeah, check out my friend Dan with Brian on there. Brian, I watched the episode. Brian actually there were a few brief moments where Brian did allow Dan to talk some of the time. I love you, my brother. Always giving Brian grief. That's what we do. It's perfect. See, maybe I'm doing something right. Here, Brendan. I appreciate it. But what else? Nobody else weighed in. Kim, a couple people. What are your go-to foods if you're going out for an evening to a restaurant? You just like a burger place? Are you liking seafood, Mexican? Maybe you like Thai food, or maybe you like buffet. What's the thing you're doing? And there he is, kind of like Ken and Corey. Ken lets him talk every 30 minutes. Yeah. In our new format, Corey has been talking a lot more because he is passionate about what we're doing, and we had to get those numbers up because we Corey had told me here recently when we were doing the previous show, the reseller clickbait. Corey would go to do the editing and the audio, and we'd do like most of the time around an hour of an episode, say 50 to 60 minutes. And Corey would literally have like 12 minutes of speaking time on his audio line. It's like it'd just be this flat line, and then every now and then there'd be that little that little trickle there where he got to talk. So we're trying to do that. Italian or steakhouse. Oh, I love Italian as well. Italian is right up there. Yes, work history is a tad more expansive for sure. Uh yeah, I love Italian steakhouse. Jill and I went to Applebee's last week. Haven't been to Applebee's for like ever. Trying to look for something different to eat. And what did we have? Oh, we had the ribs. We had ribs and fries and onion rings and some queso dip. Probably burgers or steaks, and Tracy prefers Mexican. Yeah, Mexican is a lot of our go-to because one thing cool about Mexican, kind of the same with, but when you go to Mexican, like when they come over to the table, you're instantly eating. They're bringing you those chips, they're bringing you the salsa, and you're eating while you're still like deciding what you want to eat. I got to eat before I eat. That's the beauty of Mexican. Uh we don't have many good Italian around here. Olive Garden isn't Italian. Very seldom there's a Olive Garden over in Jonestown, and we don't go there hardly ever. It's been years since I've been to Olive Garden. I love Italian food. I like when you have more of like a mom and pop Italian place. Um and the one thing about Italian food, a lot of times is you get like whatever your dish is, like whatever that pasta dish is that you're getting, and that's what you have. Then you just have salad, breadsticks, that sort of stuff. But I like a little more variance. I like some meat and some potatoes and some whatever. If it's crab legs, you got crab and you shrimp and baked potato and salad. Where it seems like you go to Olive Garden, you get that like one dish, and that's what you get. Kim just says, I enjoy food. Just pick it. Just pick it. Kim would be an easy date. Just take her anywhere. She's hungry. She's good. Well, I don't know if she's hungry, but yeah, depends on Jill's mood. But never at, yeah, Papa's Gondola. Papa's Gondola was a Italian restaurant over in Jillstown. It was a family owned business, had been there for years and years and years, and generations would work there and take over the business. And basically COVID kind of shut them down, and they never recovered, um, which was a shame because they had really good, I mean, the pasta, everything was homemade. It was homemade. Their pasta was excellent. Um, yeah, I wish they were there. Um, my favorite restaurants are beer, wings, and sports places. I also like Italian. So you're a Buffalo Wild Wings sort of place. What are some of the others that are the big? There's the Wing Stop. There's I can't think of what, but yeah, I love. Oh, we're getting. I might have to do a whole episode as we get closer in a couple weeks. Maybe that might be next week's episode. Super Bowl food. Super Rather than like Christmas dinner with the ham, scalloped potatoes, and all that stuff. I think Super Bowl Sunday, Super Bowl food is one of my absolute favorites. Chicken wings, dips. I think my sister, they're bringing over White Castles this year. They're going to go to White Castle and get some. But yeah, I also uh love let me see where I can see this. Love Maggiano's, but get like 4 days of calories in one meal. I assume, is that an Italian Maggiano's? It sounds that way. Pasta dishes pretty cheap to make at at home, not worth what they charge. Yeah, I eat a lot of pasta, probably way too much pasta. Well, macaroni and cheese, but I do make a lot of spaghetti. I'll make rigatoni. I'll make a lot of meals of mine are pasta. Um, Olive Garden is like the TV dinner of restaurants. I get ungodly full from salad and breadsticks at Olive Garden before my dish even gets to the table. Yes, that happens with like the chips and salsa as well. It's like I just want to go in and get chips and salsa. Yeah, it is very easy to do. Oh yeah, Hooters is another good chicken wing place. Taco Mac or Hooters. Buffalo Wild Wings, gross, Chris is saying. Anything with sports on a lot of TVs. Okay. So yeah, a lot of those wing places are sports. Who's your team, Mary? I mean, I know you're here in Ohio. Are you a Browns fan? You a Buckeyes fan? Um, pickle wraps sound amazing right now. Where are you getting pickle wraps? Bama J Bird Josh, start talking about food. Josh shows up. Of course he does. But he's making all this stuff at home. All these restaurants that we're going to and we're talking about these foods. Josh is making that at his home. What is up, my friend? Um uh I'll be having crackers. What why is that not showing up over? I'll be having crackers and water while I watch the Puppy Bowl. Yeah. Those goofy little shows that they do. Roosters. Oh yeah, Roosters is a good place. There's one of those over towards Jill as well. Cat. Oh yes, the pickle wraps with like the cream cheese and the dried beef or whatever that you wrap around. Oh man, see. Am I available to mod February 21st from 120 to 220 on whatnot? Well, that's probably Super Bowl day, isn't it? Is that when the Super Bowl? Am I available that day? I don't know. I have to look. Bucks and Irish NFL are the Bucks, the Raiders, Steelers, and Texans. Love CJ Stroud. Yeah, I like to see the Ohio State players do well. I know that's too many, but I don't care. So I don't see the Browns on that list. It's tough to be a Browns fan. It is tough. Um, and by the Bucks, are you talking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? I've really followed the Buccaneers this year because I'm a big Baker Mayfield fan. I think Baker kind of got punked over in Cleveland, and it was great to see him kind of grow up a little bit and play really well. They had their shot in the playoffs. Um, Dried beef, cream cheese wrapped around pickle or green onions and bacon wrap. Oh, water chestnuts. Okay. You lost me, Kim. You lost me at water chestnuts. No, 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 no. It's a Friday. Probably. Chris, are you still doing your video game show today? Are you doing your video game show today on whatnot? Um, every time I made wings last week, lemon pepper dry rub, spicy honey barbecue. See, man, we need to have like a Super Bowl party at Josh's house. See, I bet his dishes are incredible. I do like I make this cheese dip with like a Velveeta cheese melted with sausage in it and salsa. Oh man, that stuff is so good. And then I like to make those little the little like cocktail sausages with barbecue sauce and put some pineapple in there. Um yeah, I did like Johnny Manziel. I did like Johnny Manziel. He was just fun. He was just a fun guy. Uh See, I'm moving in. I'm moving in with Josh over there prepping lasagna the day before. I don't even know what I'm gonna have before like I eat. Well, I know I'm having Coco Eats here in just a little bit. Um, the Buccaneers, yes, Baker has done much better. Yes, he has. He grew up planning to. Chris is gonna have go follow Chris Cajun if you need some video games. He's doing a video game show on Whatnot. Should be today. Check that out. Oh, on a new seller auction train that Cassandra 0328 is hosting. Is that the one that's on the 21st? Yeah. Ooh, video game sale. There you go. We peaked Brian's interest there. He's a video game seller. He's an everything seller. Home of the price falls over there at Jack's Treasures. Where's the train at? It should be on Whatnot. Glenn, I don't know. Are you on Whatnot? Do you follow Whatnot? If not, get on board. Get on board. Go ride Chris's train that he's on one. Okay. Well, I will bookmark. Do you got it loaded up, Chris? Let's do a search right now. Cajun reseller shows on the 21st. Okay, I have it bookmarked. New seller auction train hosted by Cassandra. Well, there you go. You got another bookmark. He is not, Jill, and he's not going to be in February when we battle Jack Jill and Brian. Jill and I were talking, we're trying to come up with a date for that so we can get thumbnails and get stuff scheduled. Jill and I were going, Jill had this just absolute stack of bangers last night, banger t-shirts that we are bringing some of them to the battle. It's like, why even have the battle? Because I don't want to humiliate my friend. I love me some Jack's Treasures. I love me Brian and Tracy, and I really don't want to make him feel, like this big after the battle. But hey, he challenged. Hey, Susan, thank you for coming. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Say hi to my sister if you see her. My sister is a lunch lady, and she is in the same school system with Susan. And my sister was going to be at Susan's building all week training a new head cook. And so I know they got to see each other yesterday. Angie, perfectly blessed, is here. What is up, Angie? It is good to see you, my friend. And I did see Angie had said something the other day. She will be in Nashville again. Got to hang out with Angie last year. And at the end of last year, Jill and I went down to Nashville to see the aforementioned John Brennan, and Angie came over and hung out with us, watched the show. We had some dinner together. They got to just hang out for a little while. So it's always good to see Angie. Can you go to Nashville this year? I am. I will be in Nashville April 25th through the 27th at the Nashville meetup. I am signed up over on the Facebook page just so that they know. So there's some good swag bags, get enough for everybody. Go do that. Yes, I appreciate it. I seen Angie yesterday in that show I was talking about yesterday with Jen's Multiverse, and Angie says she's maybe getting motivated to come back to Whatnot. So keep an eye out for that. Go find Angie Perfectly Blessed on Whatnot, and if she comes back when she's ready to go, give her some support. Yeah, I think, man, it's gonna be tough, Brian. Jill's got a good eye. Jill picks some stuff. I've got some cool stuff that I'm bringing to a t-shirt battle in February. Brian will be undefeated at the beginning of the show. And then he's done. He's done for. And let's not forget on Whatnot, you are your own algorithm. Trademarked Jack Schneider. Brian is the that I gave that to Brian. I gave that to Brian. We had a great conversation. We were chit chatting the other day on the phone just about Whatnot and strategies and shows and just I don't know. We talked about everything that day and came up with that about how Whatnot you're your own algorithm. And I'm not going to talk about it much here. I could, but I released that to Brian for a podcast that he's thinking of starting with Tracy to do their show, do a podcast style. Yes, super excited. Yes, come back to Whatnot, Angie. Handy, been so life busy, but collecting purses, toys, and plush for my return. Yeah, hey, life comes first of all, and you go through those times where you can be busy, you can be on top of it, and you go and then just you either get derailed for some reason, and it's good. That's one of the beauty parts of being unemployed for a living. Shout out to the podcast. That you do have some of those freedoms to be able to take a break from things, shuffle up, move down a different direction, a different path, just take a break, refresh, re-energize, and get going. We do miss Angie on Whatnot. And we miss Angie in general. Looking forward to seeing her at Nashville. Kristen and Ray are blowing up. I know. That's what that's dinging thing is a Marco thing that keeps. I should silence my phone for a little bit. And we'll see what. Oh, come on now, Ken. What else did I want to talk? Oh, I know. Here was something else that I found kooky. So my mother had an earache, right? She had it for a couple days, and we were like, you should really go check that out. Don't mess around with stuff. Yeah, it might go away. And we figured probably, just an ear infection sort of thing. And so last night, she decided to have it looked at. Okay, who finds this kooky? We have an urgent care, not too far away, right around the corner. You have to have an appointment at the urgent care. What's I don't get it. What's so urgent about it? If you have to call like ahead of time and get an appointment for an urgent care, that's not urgent. I mean, I'm sure they're not expecting people to show up, with a gunshot wound, but I think that's what the urgent care. I got an earache, I got the sniffles, I got a cold, I need to get, something checked out. But you have to have an appointment. I thought those places were like walk in. Thought it was yes, but no notifications. What is up, Carolyn? Hey, Ken, hi, Joe. Eating in my car, sitting at Lowe's parking lot. $4.99 deal at Jimmy John's on the app through like 1/3. Oh, I love Jimmy John's. I like the number 9, the Sicilian or the Italian nightclub. The Italian nightclub is the number 9. Which one did you get? Carolyn? I know that's a joke that you need an appointment. So she had to call and get an appointment, and it was not till like 8:20 last evening. It does sound like a doctor's office. Yeah, just walk in, collapse, People they'll see you real quick. Yeah, get that app. 4.99 for a sub. Heck yeah. Some of our urgent cares have started offering primary care services. Makes no sense to me either. I know. And then so I got to thinking about it. Well, so okay, just to follow up with that story. Um it was just, kind of a standard ear infection that she got. So she got a prescription and uh for like some penicillin or something like that. Whatever kills an infection. I'm not a doctor, well, unless you count witch doctor. And in that case, there's a different process. Um witch doctor. Um so but I got to thinking, if you're a doctor, is like that's what you went to school for. You're like, I'm not diminishing urgent care doctors because she got to see a doctor or a nurse practitioner or whatever last night. They got to, but where does urgent care doctor rank on the scale of doctors? I mean, do most doctors want to have their own practice? Do they just want to be a general family doctor? Or is like, because urgent care, most of the time you're just going to get sniffles, sneezes, coughs, that sort of stuff. Um, are they like on the low end of the doctor spectrum? Do they get paid as much as a regular doctor? Um, Ken gets a sub with a hooker in the side. The nightclubs. Those are great shit. I am Werner. Get the original number 5 Vito. I don't know what the number 5 Vito is. I think I have out in the other room a menu. Um, Two of the gargantuans in one sitting. Zoinks. I usually don't get a gargantuan. My brother does. My brother likes the meat. Schlotzsky's. We don't have a Schlotzsky's around here, Angie. I've heard of them. There might be some down in Columbus. You get a little bit farther south. Heard of them, but never had a Schlotzsky's. Um, yeah, okay. There's a difference, I think, between is there a difference between a hospital ER doctor where, yeah, some people, stub their toe, they're going to show up at the ER. Some people get, a little chest cold, they're going to the ER. But then the ER is also is somebody is in a car accident, somebody had a gunshot wound, somebody, they got a bone sticking out of the side of their leg that fell off a ladder or something like that. So an ER doctor, shout out to Chuck. Shout out to Chuck. That's a good friend of ours, former student of Jill's father. Um, yeah, oh, there's a callback. We also don't have firehouses around here. Um, the we don't have there again. You got to travel south a little bit down to Delaware and Columbus, probably 30 minutes or so to get to a closest firehouse. Um, no Schlotzsky's love us either public sub or a firehouse. I'm still a big Subway fan. I love in a hot summer day. There's nothing like a cold cut combo from Subway, maybe an Italian BMT, but if it's really hot, cold cut combo, 12-inch, lettuce, onions, a few of the hot peppers, a few of the pickles, heavy mayo, salt and pepper. Come on now. Come on now. Jersey, we just got a Jersey Mike's here in my town. It was probably right before Christmas. I think they opened up, and I have not been yet. I've had Jersey Mike's one time before. So I need to get out there. Probably next time I go for subs. I usually eat a lot of subs in the summertime. Again, I'm going more, those warmer comfort foods in the winter time. Well, in the spring. Probably the winter and spring, summer, and then a lot in the fall. I'm gonna have Kraft mac and cheese. but you know, these comfort foods. But yeah, Jersey Mike's, Glenn says Jersey Mike's is the best. Um and um well, they also get I've had a cough intermittently for the last month, no shortness of breath. There's just decided at 2 a.m. a trip to the ER is necessary. Yes, exactly. Why wait until 2 o'clock in the morning when you've had that cough forever? Or schedule a doctor's appointment. It's usually a lot cheaper. The Vito is like a regular Italian sub, salami, capicola, and cheese. Yeah, the Italian nightclub is similar to that. Similar to that. Has a few extra things. Um, you know what? When it comes to Kraft macaroni and cheese, I work for free, Glenn. It is because it feeds my belly, it fills my belly and feeds my soul. And for those of you that just might be jumping in, look at this that I got from Phil Five Dime. Funko Pop. Funko Pop Kraft macaroni and cheese. He's got that. Can you see the spoon? He's holding a big old wooden spoon there. I love that. I love that. Did we get the glare off of there? Oh, and that head came from in a box in the garage last year at Christmas. Shout out to shout out to friends. Love it. Um the So yeah, urgent care. So she got her prescription this morning. She's gonna take that. They said about a day or so. It kind of helped clear that ear infection up. So all is well. All is well with my mom. But I just found that odd that you can't just walk into our urgent care anyway. Here's something that I think's funny. As urgent care too. Over in Jill's area, right around the corner from her house, there was a White Castle. Now, I love White Castle. I don't know. Everybody, I think White Castle is one of those things. I don't know. Tell me in the chat here. Most people aren't like White Castle, meh. They're either I hate them or I love them. I'm in the love them camp. Um, but there was a White Castle in Jill's town, right around the corner from her house, and after they shut down, an urgent care opened up in that building. They took over the building, so it's an urgent care, but it still has like the castle stack on top of the building, like the White Castle. And I thought, well, how appropriate, because a White Castle can run through you pretty quick, and I'm sure there was a lot of and onion chips, White Castle onion chips, and like just a regular White Castle. I don't like all their froofy sandwiches that they want to do. Although I will get a double cheese every now and then. Um, there you go, Mom. Feel better. Ken's mom, breakdancing Judy from Carolyn. Love me some Carolyn. I got to see Carolyn the other day. She had purchased some stuff on my Whatnot show, and she is local in our area and doing local pickup. She works in my town, and so I got to see her for a pickup. That's pretty cool. Brendan, White Castle can ruin my life anytime it wants. Amen, brother. Yes. Kraft macaroni and cheese, they should be paying me. They should be paying me. They could pay me in macaroni and cheese. I would be good with that. White Castle does help to cure constipation. If you're a little bound up, nice little sack, maybe a crave case. You don't even have to go that much. You can get like, they have like 4 sandwiches and a fry or something for pretty cheap. I need to get my sister's bringing White Castle, so I'm going to hold out. We don't have White Castle close to me. Again, you got to go south, down towards Delaware, down towards Columbus. White Castle, Jill says, equals projectile vomiting. The But yeah, I'm a White Castle fan. But the urgent care took over the White Castle building, so it still has like the castle stack on. And I thought, yeah, there might have been many people that could have used the urgent care within the White Castle at one point. Um, but I'll take them. I'll live through the pain without I got a pretty solid stomach. I got a pretty solid stomach. I can handle a lot of stuff. I'm not a guy that likes hot foods. Like I don't like hot sauce, like spicy, real hot. I like hot sauce. I like a little bit of warmth. I don't like that so hot that your nose runs and your eyes run and you can only take a couple of bites. Um, yeah, it's the Urgent Castle. That's what they should have called it. The Urgent Castle. If you have king size aches and pains, come to the Urgent Castle. Did I just say that out loud? I don't know. The king size aches and pains. The heck. But Worthers is mostly crystal around here. Uh what is crystal? What is crystal? Is it like a White Castle? Be- Jill's so mad she didn't think of that. The urgent castle for all your king size. Uh oh, you are welcome. I hope you enjoy your items, your journals. White Castle's southern cousin is Crystal. Okay, I've never heard of that. Well, we have to get down south. How far south do you have to go to have a Crystal Burger? So you're in Alabama, Josh. So that's. Wonder if they have those in Tennessee. Um, just can't handle the beef. Carolyn's going to get a fish sandwich. I've never had a White Castle fish sandwich because of the yummy goodness of the hamburger. I don't venture out, and the onion chips, same as White Castle. Okay, no, we don't. So, all right. See how everything gravitates towards food. I'm hungry. Cocoa Wheats. Gonna have some cocoa wheats. Uh, he does. Man, when you have the culinary skills of a Bama Jaybird, you could cook for yourself. I I can cook anything that has instructions on the box. See, look, they even have pictures because I don't know what a pot looks like. I don't know what a pot looks like or how to mix. See, they even show you. You open the package and you put it in there. Um, and then you boil it. Oh, and then you put more stuff in it at the end. See how simple. Even I can do it. Gray wet beef is not yummy, and the smell. Every order comes with free passes to the Porcelain Party Palace. Yes. Oh, see, urgent care, the urgent castle, the palace, the porcelain palace. Um, even the Columbus, yeah, the homeless people. Did a lot of work with the homeless folks back in the day, and she would bring like they would stop and get a big sack of White Castles because they were cheap, and even the homeless were like, yeah, no, no, thanks. We'll be hungry today. We'll go to bed without supper. We're going to bed without supper. Um. Anyway, now I'm just being goofy. Um. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna recap, and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go eat some cocoa eats. What do we talk about today? Dinty Moore beef stew. Shout out to Phil Five Dime. Thank you, my friend. Um, go check out Dana Demand's new podcast, Seat Open. with Brian Jack's Treasures is on the first episode. Planes to Profit, 57 days left till that. Nashville meetup in the next month. Mike Metco meetups and Mary McQueen. Go follow that channel. Let me do something. Let me see. Where is it? Oh, wait. I didn't want to. Wait. Is this it? Is this the page? Is this the page? Yeah. There. I'm on the page right there. Boom. Click on that link right there. Click on that link. Mike Metco meetups with Mike Camparelli, Mary McQueen. They're telling you about all the meetups. Who to know right from the horse's mouth. Ray Nashville Flippers was a guest this week. You had Katie and Vicky from Boss, the previous episode, if you're going to that. You had Corey and Teresa and Alicia about the Planes to Profit. And then introducing Mary McQueen. You got to go watch that. You got to go watch that. So click on that. Oh, new podcast, Angie. Corey and I rebranded. We no longer do like the reseller clickbait podcast. It is called Unemployed for a Living, based on something that Corey had said on when we were doing our holiday live tour. And he said that we were talking about goals. And he said he wanted to make enough money to stay unemployed, to not have to go get your traditional 9 to 5 or work for somebody. And so we got to thinking about that because we were kind of maybe not going to do the reseller clickbait podcast. So we rebranded. We've got a whole new like topic line that we're doing that's going to be broader than just reselling in general. It's going to be for anybody that's doing side hustle, that wants to start their own business. Just a multitude of topics. Really exciting. It's been very well received. So go search for Unemployed for a Living. Yes, hit the thumbs up. Sunny out here in Central Ohio. Tad warmer, much needed sunshine. See, now you're rubbing it in, Chris. It may or may not be 71 degrees down in Louisiana today. Well, I was excited because it's 41. It's 41, but I would take 71 anytime. Anytime. You did, Jeremy. You did. I'm actually just getting ready to sign off. Well, it's not with Brian. Brian was the first guest. It's if you go to Dan and Demand's channel, it's called Seat Open. He's going to be talking about reselling with other resellers. He's going to have a new guest on each week. And so yeah, go check out Dan and Demand. And the first episode just dropped Monday for his new venture, which is cool. The sun should not get rid of your snow. Should get rid of your snow. Yes. Is the snow gone yet, Chris, or is there still piles when you're up to 71 degrees here? And we will wait for that. Then we're going to be done. And my mom can start cooking cocoa eats. Well, it's not like I'm ordering her to cook cocoa eats. She asked me. Jimmy John's has a new red velvet cookie. Maybe a Valentine's promo. Bought one. We'll try it. Are you still right there? Take a bite. Tell us right now. Right now, Carolyn, before we go. We can't move on without it. Judy, yep, it was all gone on Sunday. Whoop, all the snow was gone on Sunday. Saturday, yeah, because Glenn's right down there by Chris. All the snow was gone Saturday. We still have snow here on the ground traces, but it should be gone probably by the weekend or the first of the week, because we're going to be in the mid to upper 40s and maybe even some 50s, which is great for us around here. Yeah, if you need some extra snow, Brendan is a shipping master. He'll get it to you. He'll get it to you in one form or another, depending on how far away you are. It might be in its, melted water form, but he'll send you down a few snowballs, maybe even a mini snowman. Okay, there you go. A winning cookie. If you're going to go to Jimmy John's, they have a cookie. It's a real thick cookie too. It is a red velvet cookie. Go get one. Stop in. You're out running your errands. You're out delivering your packages. You're sourcing. You need a little bit of extra sugar, a little bit of something to keep you going. Go pick up a red velvet cookie. It got 2 thumbs up from Carolyn, KK Lewis right there, and that's it. We're done. We're done for today. Everybody, thank you for hanging out with me today. Next week, I don't know. When is the Super Bowl? When is the Super Bowl? Is it 2 weeks? Maybe next week we'll be talking about Super Bowl foods, because that's one of my favorite things. Maybe I'll actually make something and eat in front of you. What do they call that? A mukbang video? Do some mukbangs. Is that what it's called? I hope it's called that, because I've just made the 9th. It's on the 9th. Okay, so yeah, next week will probably be the week before. Mukbang show. February the 9th. Okay. So on February the 32nd, that's when Brendan's Super Bowl is, in February on the 32nd, which is actually like what? March the 2nd or something like that. 28 days in February. Is it a leap year? I don't know. Oh my goodness, I know. Angie, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. We'll see you on Whatnot. Hopefully soon. Mukbang. 62 degrees and sunny. You said mukbang right for the first time, Ken. Okay. Mukbang bong bong. But I'm going to leave this comment up here as we go. Mukbang with the little poop emoji at the end. Have a great day, everybody. Be safe out there. With whatever you're doing, enjoy your nice weather if you're getting it, and be safe if you are not. And we will catch you next week on Ken vs. 10.